So, Elon Musk just surpassed Warren Buffett to become the world's 7th richest man. Warren Buffett took like 50 years to become a billionaire, and Elon Musk, with his space money, just came through and whooped his ass in like a fifth of that time. Like, damn, that's space money a lot though. Welcome to Break Time on West Side, your number one break time podcast, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is none other than your tall, dark, and mildly handsome man. A man who used to believe in bedroom playlists up until he discovered that they're a lie, but for some reason cannot stop listening to them. It is none other than I, Sir Denver B, and the show is Tweetstreet, your weekly show where we take a deep dive into Twitter. We pull up a couple of tweets that might have been trending or just causing a certain stir up in the waves here and there, and we go ahead and break them down. Now, I'm not gonna lie, last week's Tweetstreet episode was pre-recorded, as I'm sure enough of you must have noticed, and plus, as I also said, and I'm not gonna lie, my choosing to do that was because yes, that episode did need to come out, and also because last week, for some reason, it's like Twitter was just going wrong. Because besides some girl talking about her home tour and that shit blowing up because they have a pretty big house, most of the debate on Twitter was mainly because of being called fat and why it's such a bad thing and why using the fat with a PH acronym is all of a sudden a bad thing and patriarchy and blah 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 and not knowing how to take a compliment. So personally, I felt like I wasn't ready to start dealing with such shit and running around one topic just like that. I'll probably deal with it in a Battle of the Sexes episode sometime later on in the future. But that being said, we just turned one as a podcast. And of course, that was on Wednesday. Anyways, it was July the 15th. We turned one. That was when we uploaded the very first episode of Break Time on West Side. Actually, the very first two episodes, the pilot and last week was Fire episode 1. And yeah, we're a little bit older. But much still needs to be done. It's not like the world has been perfectly fixed. We still have a lot of shit to talk about. But while we're getting to that, it's also the beginning of our dive into YouTube. So the very first video has been uploaded to our YouTube channel. It's the body counts video. It was on IGTV, still is. But yeah, that's something to keep you occupied. You can go on there, you can subscribe. And yeah, it's about time we get into this. So our first tweet. So it says, if you are not attractive and appealing to other women, your woman will dislike you and lose attractiveness. Women want to bang the man that every woman wants to bang. Be this man, forget the tantrums she throws when she learns that other women are admiring you. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The person that did this tweet, I never usually like to reference his tweets, but this one kind of caught my eye because it's a truth that some people don't want to accept, but others have sort of accepted and have chosen to live with. Now, here's the thing. A certain study was carried out in, I think it was 2014, 2015, and it involved a bunch of women trying to select their potential life partners or long-term relationship partners based on one simple criteria. And it was just the number of women that a certain man is noticed with. And the results that came out were, if you were a guy and there were no girls with you, you had the least chance. If you are a guy and you had one girl with you, then your chances, of course, shot up. If you had between 2 to 4 girls, that was when it was at its highest. And when you had more than 4 girls, then it dipped down a little bit more. And the reasoning behind that, or at least the conclusions that were brought out, were that it was more of a trial and error kind of thing that women used to do in the name of nature. It's like a natural thing for them to do because that's how nature has brought them up. Because if you have more women around you as a guy, it somehow makes it look like you're a tried and true formula of a man. And I don't know why. Like it's almost like a trial and error kind of thing. Where it's like, you know what, we'd rather let all these other girls have the chance with you and they've tried some shit with you in some natural way. I don't care. And you are tested by them, and if they find your company good, it means that you're a good enough person. Like, that's kind of part of the reason why having a wing girl is a good thing for you as a guy. But at the same time, it just gave us niggas a hack. So my niggas, if you want to get more girls, then just have like 2 girls walking along with you, preferably side by side. It's gonna make you look more attractive as a guy, even though there is nothing particularly attractive with you at that time. Anyways, on to the next tweet. So this next tweet is actually part of a trending story that was on Twitter for most of this week, and it was about a certain Kenyan man who took his wife to this town called Naivasha for a nice weekend getaway. Especially since, for those of y'all that didn't know, Kenya was actually kind of locked up. Like the main city and 1 or 2 other cities were sort of closed down, so there was no movement in and out of the city. And well, stuff just got opened up about a week ago. Yeah, about a week, 10-11 days ago. So anyways, this guy decided to take his wife for a weekend getaway in a hotel in Naivasha. And what happened next was pretty interesting. The wife ends up canoodling with another nigga. Like, she pretty much cheated on the guy, or as some of you would say, because I told you so on Battle of the Sexes, got into an entanglement with another man. And the worst part about it wasn't even that. It was how the guy reacted to it. Like the husband. How the husband reacted to it was just the worst. Mans went, did a video, posted it up on Twitter. This was what he said.
Babe, Mia, I'm not fucking this guy. It's okay. This is the time I'm here. I love you. But it's okay. It's okay. This is car. This is my car. This is my car, baby. You know my car? You know my car? You know my car? It's okay. It's okay. Okay? I came here to Naivasha with you. I didn't know I'm bringing someone for you to fuck. I'm so sorry for the drama I caused. But it's okay. Baby, I still love you. You have a history with this guy. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. Just finish fucking him. I'm here. I'm here. Good night.
Now, considering that the guy that, was banging the wife had a Suzuki, which was the car that he was referring to, should we say that the Suzuki man cuckolded him? Sort of like the same in Crazy Stupid Love. The guy was like, David Lindhagen cuckolded me. Shit. Like, I don't know. I think I'll just continue making fun of this nigga. But, alright, let me be serious for 1 second now. He seemed like he was allowing it to happen even though he didn't look like he was happy it happened. And I just sat back and I was like, what level of simping is this? Honestly, I feel as though this man has gotten to the master's level of simping, aka cuckolding. If y'all don't know what cuckolding is, just go and Google that shit. There's porn videos on it, but ideally you're pretty much going to watch someone else bang your woman. Like, honestly speaking, there's nothing as painful, I think, to most guys as watching such a thing happen. Because, well, cheating is a bad thing, but watching it happen and living with it are even worse. So people had their thoughts on this entire thing, and someone posted up a picture of what we'd like to think is or was the wife. And to be completely honest, I don't care. I don't care how fine or how thick she is, because it's disrespectful to me. Fine, yes, you can fuck around with my loyalty, and that's already bad in itself. But adding to that the disrespect, like, yo, that's just bad. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this shit in any way whatsoever. I do not care how fine you are. Whether you are fucking Kim K, whether you are Beyonce, I do not care, even though you are the finest human being on this planet. It doesn't matter. The minute you cheat on me and I find out, I'm ditching you. Or at least the minute I get into a situation that's as similar to this guy, I am ditching you. It doesn't even have to be a matter of me waiting. Like, I'll pretty much let you guys continue with your shit. I pick my bags up and I leave. Y'all can find your way back. Because I don't get how it is that people can actually sit and be okay with the fact that someone else is hitting your woman. Like, I'm okay with swinger parties, I'm okay with an open relationship, but just open infidelity is just wrong in my book. Like, I've never actually sat down and contemplated, you know what, if I watched my woman being banged by another guy, I'd be okay. Like, that in no way, shape or form works for me. There is no realm of possibility where it is that I can actually allow such a thing to happen. Because, like, for most niggas, they'd probably go and look for something to kill the other nigga with. For others, they might look for something to kill the wife with. Hell, they might even run the wife over, or they'll act normal and then they wait till they get, say, back home, and then they get butchered there. I'm not saying that those are acceptable. I'm saying that's how some people have actually reacted to it. Personally, for me, just pick up the bags and step out, not even bothering with anyone and anything at that point. I cannot allow myself to be cuckolded like that. Yes, word of the day, cuckolding. Meaning, whatever the hell that woman did to this nigga. Cause my word, how the hell is it that you get disrespected by your wife and then you go and, I don't know, apologize and shit? Like, I know for us guys, the times when we'll go and we'll look at a super fine babe and we're like, yo, by the way, if this babe whatever cheat on me, I'd be the one to apologize. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I wasn't even enough for you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know as niggas we can say that, but there is no possibility where I think most guys with their confidence and their egos, me included, would allow such a thing to happen. So honestly, I think this is, master's level simping. This guy has an MSc in simping at this point. But anyways, let me not stress too much on him and move on to the next tweet. So, next tweet. You gave me chlamydia and then ghosted me while you continue to knowingly spread it. This tweet was actually in response to a tweet that some guy had posted up, and he had put up a bunch of pictures of himself. Now, I'm not even gonna act like this was perfectly okay in any way, shape or form, either the chlamydia or referencing and outing the man as having an STD before, because I don't think women usually understand how it is that such shit actually affects us in the long run. Because most times you will find a woman will be ready to go and out a lot of the details that most people would consider private, simply because they're either triggered or they feel some type of way about you. And it's just wrong. This is almost the near equivalent of outing someone of the LGBT community in a society that frowns upon LGBTQIA+. And the thing is, it's something that I hear and see happening all the time. So anyways, what happened was the person that was being referenced to in the tweet, who had posted up his own tweet, had sort of a thing with this girl in February 2019. So what happened was this guy went, hit it, and then she ended up getting an STD, chlamydia, like the tweet said. And well, she got treatment. She claims that this guy continued to sleep with other girls when he knew. But apparently, according to this man's tweet, because he tweeted right in the comment section somewhere here, he actually just came out and said, I do respect women. I was young and immature. I believed it couldn't happen to me. Then she told me and I freaked out. But like I said, I reached out and apologized. I would never willingly pass something. I'm guessing something like that. That's some fucked up shit, but go off. And I kind of like how he's sort of taken a much more relaxed approach to this, because I'd have gone off on someone. Because like, whenever you hear someone being outed for having an STD, it's like they've been condemned for life. It's like they have the worst strain of HIV and it's for life. Yet most STDs are curable and you can move on from it. Having an STD previously, yes, does expose you in a certain way, but it doesn't mean that it's something that you can't get past. And I know how society perceives STDs, because it's not just from, like stuff that I've seen. I have heard of people who have had STDs that are sort of close to me that have been outed to other people, and people started looking at them a different way. You get? Yet it's something that they've probably gotten past. And the thing is, now this babe went and outed this nigga. Now a bunch of women will of course decide to turn this man down, because if they ever go and find this man's tweets and they see that he's been referenced like this, they've automatically killed his chances. You don't know if brands might have been wanting to work with a guy, and then y'all just want to go and like take a shit on the man's. Y'all are still gonna do this shit because I don't think most women actually understand the proper repercussions of this. Because if the guy knew, and like he said, if he knew, he'd have gone and had himself checked out, which he did, and I'm guessing he got the treatment. But to even make matters worse, because the guy has an OnlyFans account, and I know it doesn't make shit any better, but because the guy has an OnlyFans account, apparently now women were like, you know what, it's because he has an OnlyFans account, like that makes shit even worse. And yo, like, is the fact that you're in the porn industry mean that you're a hoe? Like, quick question, like, does it really make you a hoe per se? Because there's people that have made money in the porn industry from masturbation videos. There's people that have made money in the porn industry, or at least in the adult film industry, and it's not like they really had to start sleeping with people. They probably either posted up other shit, or they did something that was erotic in some way, or like I said previously, they probably masturbated, and they're making good money. So what does him having an OnlyFans have to do with him having an STD and making it worse? Like, I've never understood how some people usually think. Like, there's nothing logical in that frame of thought. Yes, he has an OnlyFans. If he had an OnlyFans and he slept with like every single girl and posted them up there, then maybe we can talk about that. But having an OnlyFans does not guarantee or determine anything besides the fact that he probably posts up pictures of himself or videos of himself naked. That's it. So ladies, please stop outing niggas for all sorts of reasons, because when y'all get outed, it's like y'all want to start making noise. But when a nigga gets outed, it's like, yes, let's do this, you know what, girl power for life and shit. I don't know, it's bullshit. Anyways, final tweet before we finish this off. So this tweet concerns a certain screenshot that the person who tweeted this had put up, which was of another tweet whereby some guy had spoken about going on a date with a certain babe, and when they're about to leave, the chick went behind his car and texted her homegirl the plate number before she got into the car. And when some other girl went and asked, you know, so did you enjoy the date? Mans was like, I left her ass there and went home, lol, not taking no woman nowhere that's doing all that. And some woman, or at least the person who tweeted this, had the audacity to ask, are men really this fucking unaware, or is it an act? I don't know. It's sort of two-sided, because when you think about it, both people are in the right and both people are in the wrong. And let me sort of just try and summarize this real quick. Let me even start with the women. With this babe, her going to take, you know, some details of the plate number is right for her own security reasons. That's the most blatant bit about it. She was trying to ensure for her safety, and, you know, she decided to take the plate number. There's nothing wrong with that. And maybe his reaction was a little bit, you know, harsh. And by all means, there's women that have gotten date raped before. There are women that have been in very bad situations because of someone they decided to go on a date with that they didn't particularly trust. And since you can't trust everyone, then that makes sense. But let's also look at the guy. For him, actually, for me as a guy, I'm not even lying to you. If I'm gonna pick you up and then you backtrack and then go and start recording my plate number, I'm gonna find that a little bit creepy. So I'll probably ask you. Now, normally I could ask you, but I'd find that a little bit creepy. And also, if you don't trust me enough to take you out on a date, then why are we going on a date in the first place? And by all means, women have cancelled dates on us for even lesser things. So why the hell not cancel if I feel like your inability to trust me makes me uncomfortable? Now, that being said, both sides were right. So now, the reason why both sides were wrong, and to be completely honest, for me as a guy, if I choose to cancel the date, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's perfectly within my rights as a human being, or at least as a guy as well. Anyways, everyone was on the right there. Now, let me get on to the bit where both of them were in the wrong. So, as a babe, like, I get it, and I understand that your security matters to you just the same way for us guys our security matters to us. No one wants to be killed prematurely. If you're going to backtrack and do that, I might as well, you know, be told about it. Like, it's better if you just ask me, you mind if I just, text your plate number to my home girl, just for safety reasons, because you can't be too sure. Hell, even make up a story about having a friend that was in a very bad position not too long ago. That can make sense. Most guys are decent enough to be like, you know what, it's fine, there's no problem with it. Now, if you don't inform me, then I'm gonna find it weird. If I find it weird, then I might get spooked out. For this guy, where his wrongdoing was the fact that nigga pretty much jumped the gun. By all means, maybe he noticed something, or maybe he's had a bad situation with someone who did something similar and was like, you know what, proper red flag, I'm gonna ditch this one. But ideally, I don't really see why it is that he had to just, hop into the car and leave the babe there. I don't feel like that was the nicest thing to do, but I don't blame the guy for doing it, because there's a good chance I could have probably done the exact same thing myself. But also, his inconsiderate behavior is kind of a bad thing, because he could have just asked and probably he'd have been told straight up what it is that she was trying to do. But to kind of summarize everything, I will just say it like this. Her problem was communication. She didn't say what it is that she was doing and why she was doing it. His problem was action. He didn't bother to try and question her, and he just chose to drive off. But anyways, I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who was in the wrong? Who was in the right? You can hit us up on the IG at Breaktime on Westside. Slide into the DMs. We always reply. On Facebook, it is at Breaktime on Westside. You can also hit us up there. And if you want to slide into my personal DMs on Twitter, it is at Bagaka the D. I will catch you guys on the next break. Take care.